Hey, aloha, it's CD here. I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii right now, and, building this lifestyle of moving around from place to place and being a, digital nomad is the right terminology. So, what you are watching is architecture, cityscapes, and buildings. And this is a montage of the buildings and architecture that I've taken photos of over the past year and some change. These are in reverse chronological order. So you'll likely see Japan, Taiwan, Japan, Shanghai, China, Japan again, Vietnam, Japan again, and maybe a few pictures from Hawaii, California, or Arizona thrown in there, because those are the places that I've been over the past 18 months. Although I don't remember if I actually included any of the American buildings in this or not. But it's all work in progress. So I own my house in Japan, but I can only be there 180 days a year maximum as a tourist. That process has just started because I finished the visa, working visa, which was 1 year. And so I left and I came back. I spent 40 days. So I've got about 140 days left that I can spend in Japan over the next, year, I guess. So right now I'm in Hawaii. I'm hanging out with my daughter, spending time here, doing a few things, going through storage and things like that, and also just sort of enjoying the nice weather before I go back to Hokkaido and have to deal with snow for the winter. Because my plan is to go back, spend 3 months back in Hokkaido, shoveling at Satoshi Manor, snowboarding, skiing, and it should be a good time. So, having a phone / camera all the time is really a bizarre exercise in life, but I'm glad that I figured out something to do with all these pictures in different ways. So I like this, putting together the montages of different themes, and I hope you like them. Likely, I will like them someday when I look back at this, and maybe, my daughter or other people will. But hopefully my words aren't going to sour me on these photos themselves, because my words are almost entirely about America, since this is where I am right now, and, this is what I'm experiencing. I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii, again, to be exact. And one thing is really clear to me, again, America's broken. America's so fucking broken. And I'm not talking about the big things. I'm not talking about the politics and the demolishing of the White House. I'm not talking about the tariff wars or the fact that, all of the public programs are basically being gutted and shut down. No, I'm talking about everyday things. These things are so broken in America, and these are the things that drive people crazy. So I've got 2 examples from today alone. Seriously, actually I've got 3 examples from today alone. Okay, so first, I wanted to send a couple of boxes of books to Japan. I knew it would be expensive, but I have my reasons that I wanted to send them there, because basically, I've had these books for a long time. It's a collection I put together of vagabond books, and I just want to put them in my house so I never have to move them again. And I would do that with all my books, but it's super expensive to do it. I knew it would be expensive, but first I looked online, and this was super helpful. The advice that said that there's no media or book rate to Japan, but if you aren't in a hurry, that you can send books at surface rate, and that means they'll be on a ship and delivery will take longer, but it's a 20-pound box is going to cost about $65. That sounded great to me. I also checked with ChatGPT to see if there were any cheaper ways or media ways to do that, and ChatGPT confirmed that what I had just read on this other website was correct. So that was awesome news. So I still didn't trust it, because anything that I find online, I feel like I need to verify. So I went to the post office to confirm. And also because I've been burned by the post office before. So anyway, I've been burned by postal things. So I went to the post office to check, and I asked the nice lady behind the counter, and guess what? She said that a box of books would probably cost me about $85 actually, because they had changed the rate, and that if I put them in my own box, it would be a little bit cheaper than if I used the priority mail box that the post office provides. So that was cool. And again, I've been burned by the post office, so I didn't seal up my boxes. I packed them up, and I took 1 box that was my own box and 1 box that was priority mail, and I took that to the post office to weigh them and get the price and ship them. And once I got there, I sealed them up. I'll tell you about that process in a second. But guess what? she was wrong, and it wasn't $85. The priority mail box was $121. It was a 16-pound box of books, and my own packaging box, which I paid about $5 for the box, was $135. So it was more expensive for my own packaging, same weight as it was for priority packaging, 16 pounds. So $250 to spend 32 pounds of books. That's a lot, right? So anyway, verify everything. And $250 is still pretty cheap because I went to UPS and UPS was like, no, that's going to be $800. I went to DHL and they were like, oh, that'd be $600. So what a bargain. 32 pounds of books for $250. But what the fuck, man? I can't get information for something as simple as shipping online. I mean, what the fuck is the internet for? So no one can tell me the actual price before I bring it to the post office and I'm willing to pay for it. That is so broken. Okay, so here's the next broken story. When I got there, I realized when I was driving there that I hadn't addressed the boxes to myself, to my house in Japan from, my storage unit in Hawaii, which is a post office box. So I went to buy a pin at the grocery store. There's all these pins in the shelf, and they all have these big yellow tags, sale. I find one that's $1.99. I take it up to the register. He's like, no, it's $3.50. I'm like, what? No, I'll take you back and show you. And I take him back there, and the guy's like, no, that sale doesn't start yet. And I was like, does that say that anywhere? Like, I see these tags, it says $1.99. There's no dates on it. He's like, no, but we don't start our sales until Wednesday. So they've just been tagged ahead of time. Okay, so you also can't know the price of a fucking ink pen. And what the fuck? $4 for an ink pen is ridiculous. Like, that's the cheapest ink pen I can buy. So anyway, I didn't buy an ink pen. I went and I borrowed one from a homeless looking lady outside of the post office, and she needed some tape. So I let her use the tape that I'd brought, and we both got our packages going. To be fair, I probably looked homeless too, because I'd been working in my storage unit packing books and boxes and everything else. Now, the thing is, it was a fair trade. That was the only fair trade I got, was the homeless lady letting me use her pin and me letting her use my tape. And I would have let her use my tape even if she hadn't let me use the pin. But because we both needed something, it worked out really well. So that was community in action. So next, the third one. So Hawaiian Airlines got bought by Alaskan Airlines, and they combined their programs. And in that process, it turns out that you have to be 16. So my 14-year-old daughter's miles all disappeared. And my Alaskan miles also disappeared because they merged my Alaskan and Hawaiian accounts. And that makes me super sad because I actually loved Hawaiian miles. I used it all the time. I had the credit card. I used those miles and points. So I didn't lose very much. She lost, maybe a trip to the mainland, a round trip in points. But isn't that so messed up, you guys? Like, I can't even believe that it's so broken that we would just lose things like that. I mean, we basically bought and saved and used those. And that's a little bit sad, of course. But those are 3 examples from today of things that are super broken in America that really there's no need for these things to be broken. And I've just been here for a few days and I've been running into so many of these things. And you guys live here in the United States. I'm so sorry. You must be going absolutely insane because I know this is happening on a huge scale with everything. I'm so sorry. Be happy. I love you. Hope you enjoyed the pictures.